One life, one decade, one chance to go while it still matters. Welcome back for day 123 of completing my 20s. And today was leg day, so I hope you guys enjoyed that pump. Got a nice cup here of juice. This is a great way, in my opinion, to get the fruits and vitamins that you need without having to eat fruits. I still think eating fruits obviously is good, but like I feel like I can speak for a few other people as far as conveniency, pricing. You can go get a few gallons of this for a few bucks versus fruits that actually cost a good amount of money. And then you got to spend time cutting them up and all that stuff, preserving them. They can only last super long. Juice stays good for a while. It's always on deck, and it's very convenient to just take a sip and drink it. Then have to eat it as well if you're on the go, whatever. So, just a quick little tip I'd recommend, because I mean, if you ask me, like for a while I was so focused on getting protein and the carbs and stuff, I didn't spend time really focusing on the vitamins and the healthier side of things. I knew I needed to be healthy, but I definitely wasn't keeping up and keeping track with it. This is a good way to help me get extra, just healthier things inside of my body with all the protein and other things that I'm eating. So that's one thing I would use to help me. Maybe it might help you guys out too. Give it a shot if you guys are finding yourself having trouble taking in healthy foods. Like let's say if you're on a bulk and you're just trying to eat a lot, this is a good way to just get some extra fruits and good things inside of your body if you're eating so much stuff from bulking, especially like a dirty bulk. And you don't want to waste space inside of your stomach to like eat protein. But yeah, overall today was a good day. Worked, went to the gym, came back, cooked some steak for dinner. It was good. Weight's still going up, so I'm at about 165 right now. So I'm going camping this weekend, so I probably won't have another video on Saturday. I'm going to try and get one on Sunday, though, for you guys, because I'll probably come back and be ready to hit the gym and things like that. But I'm going camping at Alum State Park, and I'm also going to include those videos from last weekend today, so you guys can check those out. I'm going to put those after the pump pick, so you'll have already had seen them then. But yeah, that was from the weekend before when I went down to Lake Cumberland and golfed at Dale Hollow Golf Course. I'll be golfing at Green Crest, I think is what it's called, golf course in Ohio. 8 minutes away from where we're camping at, called Alum State Park, if you guys ever want to check it out or anything like that. But that's what I'm getting into this weekend, so I'm going with the family, so it'll be a good time. And yeah, so while I'm on here, a thought that was coming into my head today. Now, before I start talking about this, I want to also mention how I know a lot of times I feel like I'm talking about perspective, and changing the way you think can alter the way that you act, and pretty much the way you react to things, the way you act initially off of things, and just things like that. And it can just change your mental happiness without you even knowing, just by changing the way the gears in your brain move. Or I shouldn't say changing the way the gears in your brain move, but just understanding that there's two sides to every story. So, like as far as like what I've said before about the cup being half full and half empty, I want to transition into another part of perspective that I feel like can also benefit you a lot. And I'm not trying to be repetitive, but if this is a genuine thought I was having today that I feel like it's very different. So like I've talked before, as far as like, you can always look at it as like my cup's half empty or half full, as in like you can blame all the bad things on, you can make excuses, you can blame all the bad things on why you're not doing what you need to do. Or you can use those things as a reason on why you're doing what you need to do. So like if I was to say like, oh, I had a long week, I was getting yelled at by my mom, my girlfriend broke up with me, I just don't have, like I can use all these reasons as reasons to why I can slack, or I can use it as reasons on why all these things happen to me, I need to use it to go harder. I'm not saying it's a good thing that it happened, but it's a sign for me to push myself harder and find the good in other things. So so that's what I've been talking about. But now what I want to talk about is the idea of the perspective. So I was thinking about this because today I was squatting, and I like kind of just got back into squatting. I stopped for a while, was only doing leg press and just other things like that, leg press, hack squat, but I got away from squatting. And this is no like part of lifting advice. I think all that stuff's good. It doesn't really matter what you do. But I personally wanted to start squatting again. So today I was squatting, and I realized that like I had 225 pounds on my back, you know, and I'm squatting and I did it for a few reps. And this is the most I've done in a while. But like I've done 315 before, but you know, I wasn't getting the depth I've wanted to do, and you know, it just wasn't what I wanted. So I was doing 225 with some solid reps. I thought it felt like. So I was thinking in my head, I'm like, you know, if I can squat 225 pounds, that means if I ever need to lift something with my legs, I can do it. I can use about 300 pounds. If my life was on the line and and it sounds kind of crazy, but like these things help you understand how beneficial they really are. You know, if you're in a life-threatening situation, and actually, I wasn't even thinking about this with the weightlifting, but it implies to that. Same thing with like benching. If I can bench 200, if there's something on top of me that's 200 pounds, I can push that off of me. Now, it kind of sounds stupid. Like, when are you ever going to be in that situation? Well, first of all, you never really know. So if you ask me, it's good to just be strong overall. You know, you never know when you're going to need that strength and when it can be useful to you in any type of life-threatening situation. But the actual idea that I was thinking of it was when I ran my half marathon. It's like I ran pretty much 14 miles consistently off the rip, almost no training. Like if I ever needed to run for my life, I know that I can at least go 14 miles if I had to, you know, nonstop, like keeping a good pace. I can do that if I have to. And when your life's on the line like that, it really, that's, you can double, almost triple, maybe even quadruple, maybe even farther than that. When your life's on the line, your body will push its absolute limits. So if I ran a half marathon with me having no reason to, literally no reason to at all, I was just like, I'm just gonna do it, and I did it. I couldn't imagine what I could do with my life on the line. So, but what my point is though, it's important to, like, if you ask me, I think it's important to do things that can help you in life-threatening situations, because you never know when you'll be in this position, and it'll, like, it can't hurt you knowing that you're getting stronger and that you're strong, you know? So I was just thinking about it. I'm like, it's crazy. It's like I've done these things. I never thought about it. All I thought was like, oh, I've ran a half marathon. But I never thought I was like, oh, well, if my life was on the line, I know for a fact I can do a half marathon right now, easy, if my life was on the line. I know for a fact if there was 200 pounds on me, I could push that shit off if I had to in any type of situation. Same thing with squatting. If there's something on my back or whatever, and I got to push it up or whatever, I don't know. You never know if a car gets on top of me or if something falls on me, or I have to do a muscle up. Like, I know I can do that in situations where I need to. So switching your perspective to really understanding how useful physical strength is. And, you know, I actually want to take a quick time out there. Not necessarily time out, but like, I also want to talk about how, like, this applies to things that also aren't physical. So, like, if you can mentally overcome the hardest times in your life, it will make things that are hard in your life seem a lot easier. And I've gone through, I'm not going to talk any specifics, but I've gone through some things in my life that were very difficult mentally. And I've looked back and I realized, like, me being able to overcome these things that were so hard for me to overcome helped me do the half marathon, helped me do all these other things, you know. Really, you'll see more growth from the mental part of it. When you're depressed, or when you're very upset or sad or mad or disappointed or feel betrayed, and you're just in this mental state where you feel like everything's going wrong, and you might feel like you're literally at the worst part of your life or one of the worst times of your life, and you just sit with that and you spend time trying to recover and heal, and you eventually do, it will make the emotional and physical battles in your life so much easier, knowing that you've already went through some hard shit to where, like, this other hard shit is easy. You know, you're able to take it on because you went through and you stayed resilient through the emotional or mental battles that you already had in the past. So that's what I wanted to talk about, was, like, again, emotional, mental, and physical perspective, and how altering the way that you think and understanding how certain things benefit you can take you from one spot to another spot, and it will be a good sight of progress that you'll see. I guarantee it. Because, again, I think perspective is everything, but I feel like my last few videos I've been talking about this kind of topic. I don't think they've been repetitive though. I've been mentioning different things in each video, but I want to hopefully shift away from this perspective thing because I feel like I've been talking about it a lot. But it's genuinely, I like to talk on this channel about what comes to my mind throughout the day. And I usually find something that I want to like teach or something that I'm thinking about that's helped me, and I want to share it with you guys. And that's what it was today. So if that's what it is, again, tomorrow in a different metaphor or a different relation, I'll still share it with you guys. But I do want to kind of shift away into some other things that I feel like will be valuable for you guys as well, aside from kind of the perspective stuff that I've been talking about. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching for day 123 of completing my 20s. I hope you guys enjoyed the leg day and the views from last weekend. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.